When can your foreign spouse apply for U.S. citizenship? This is Fred Wahl, the VisaCoach, and today's topic is when can your and the foreign spouse of a U.S. citizen apply for naturalization and become a U.S. citizen? Well, you fell in love with someone who lives outside the country. And then you went through the slow and complicated process to help him or her immigrate to the USA on a fiancé or spouse visa. Later, there was the process to apply for your spouse's lawful permanent residency and get that green card. And as a lawful permanent resident, your spouse can continue to live in the USA for as long as he or she wants, and can live here indefinitely without ever becoming a U.S. citizen. However, your partner can consider becoming a U.S. citizen if they want. This has benefits such as, well, your spouse can get a U.S. passport and travel wherever you can go with your U.S. passport. And your spouse can also vote. If your spouse is interested in becoming a U.S. citizen and wants to become one, well, just as soon as he or she is eligible to apply, well, this video is for you. I am Fred Wahl, the VisaCoach, and I work for you to prepare and craft your applications to submit to U.S. immigration. Now, sometimes callers ask me, do I fill in the forms for them, or do they have to do it themselves? Of course, me and the VisaCoach staff prepare your application and guide you from start to finish when your foreign partner calls finally to say, hey, he or she is on the way, or in this case, I'm naturalized now. And please watch to the end, because towards the end of this video, I will explain how to become a U.S. citizen even while your spouse's application for removal of conditions on permanent residency might still be pending. And he or she still has only the conditional green card, not the permanent one. Now, let's talk about how soon can your foreign spouse apply for U.S. citizenship. You are a U.S. citizen and your spouse is a lawful permanent resident. As early as the day of his or her third anniversary of being granted lawful residency, your spouse is eligible to be sworn in for citizenship. And in practice, many immigrants view this as a matter of pride to become a U.S. citizen just as soon as they can. And USCIS respects and encourages this eagerness to become one of us. So they welcome your spouse to submit his or her application as early as 90 days before the third anniversary. So in many cases, if processing goes smoothly, your partner can actually get sworn in as a U.S. citizen as early as on or immediately after the 3-year anniversary. Now, when your partner was issued his or her first green card, if your marriage was less than 2 years old, at that time your spouse wasn't given a regular green card. Instead, was given a temporary or conditional green card. This green card was only good for 2 years. Basically, U.S. immigration waits to find out, well, how it goes with your marriage. And just before the conditional green card expires, you and your spouse had to apply once again to USCIS. And this time the application was called Removal of Conditions on Residency. Now, when USCIS works quickly and smoothly, the permanent unconditional green card, well, is usually issued within a year of applying. And your spouse would have his or her new green card approved and in hand well before the time he or she would be eligible to apply for U.S. citizenship. But currently, due to COVID and other factors, USCIS is taking quite a long time to issue the unconditional green card. And now it's often taking as long as 2 years. So, does your spouse need to wait for the upgraded green card to be issued before applying for citizenship? Does your spouse need to wait potentially much longer than 3 years, 5 years? The good news is no, your spouse does not have to wait. As long as the application to remove conditions was submitted on time and with the proper evidence, that's why you hire a VisaCoach, then regardless of whether the case has been approved or is still in process, your spouse can apply for citizenship once the 2-year, 9-month benchmark has been reached. And because USCIS processing is so slow and their backlogs are so full, it appears that they are really happy that your partner does not wait for the removal application review to be over. Instead, they welcome to process the citizenship quickly, because if they approve the citizenship, the removal case becomes irrelevant, and they can close 2 cases from their backlog with 1 stroke at one time. And most of my VisaCoach clients do exactly this. We apply for removal on time, as that is a fixed requirement in order to extend permission to remain in the USA as a lawful resident. Then about 9 months later, we apply for U.S. citizenship. My client is usually sworn in, well, close to the 3-year residency mark, and skips getting the second green card. This was Fred Wahl, the VisaCoach, and I'm here to personally guide you on this journey. Now, click here for our monthly newsletter and receive bonus ebooks. Here for YouTube's recommendations. Here for the full playlist on recent videos on U.S. citizenship, and here to subscribe to our channel.